Okay, guys, I'm going to talk to you right now about what I've been doing for the past 7 months. It's I've been changing the way I eat, changing the what I do, how I eat, and the things I put in my food. A few months, 7 months ago, say July of August of 2017, I was weighing just over 300 pounds, 303 pounds, I say. I waited a couple weeks to weigh myself after I changed, so I'm going with the 303-ish. Could have been more. We don't know. I just know that clothes I wore when I was less didn't fit anymore. I literally had one pair of shorts, no pairs of pants that would fit, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to buy bigger clothes. I'm not going to do it. I'm getting older. I'm 45 now. When I started, I was 44. I said I can't keep doing this. I got to change. I got to figure this out. It's got to be a lifestyle change, a lifetime change to make myself healthier. So, what I did was I got on a low carb diet, which I've used before. It works good for me because I'm not a big vegetable eater anyway. I could do without the sweets and snacks. I know I can stick to that when I want to. So, I went on a low carb, but I kept drinking diet Pepsi like nobody's business. I mean, I would probably drink a couple 2 liters a day if I didn't watch myself. So I started doing some more research about diet plans and ways of eating and stuff. I say diet, but I don't mean like a diet for temporary. I mean diet for like how you eat. So I went to YouTube and I searched a lot of videos and I listened to a lot of people and I did some more research on the internet and stuff. And ketogenic is one that I kept going to. High fat, moderate protein, ultra low carbs. So I says, well, let me look. So I like eggs, I like bacon, I like meat, I like chicken, I like beef, I like pork. Um, you know, I like a ham and egg omelet with cheese, and I like steak. I like a nice ribeye with mozzarella melted on it. Chicken stir fried in the pan. So there are some vegetables that you eat on a ketogenic diet. They can be broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, Brussels sprouts. There's a bunch of them, and there's other ones that you can have in moderation. Not you don't want to eat them all the time. You want to eat them once in a while in a small amount, like carrots and a few other things. So I says that's fine for me because I don't eat them anyway. So I did my thing. Okay. So oils. Regular olive oil, not extra virgin or virgin olive oil, but regular olive oil is a great high heat oil for frying or stir frying in a pan. Um, but good oils for cooking are like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, good high fats in those. Um, Also bacon grease, lard, this regular, you cook bacon, you have grease. It's great for stir frying in a pan. It's a good high heat oil that doesn't break down. Um, so I started really going into investigating the different things and nuts and different things you can have on the diet. Now, if you're trying to use the ketogenic diet for weight loss, the biggest thing that mistakes that are made are eating high fat on your plate, getting fat steaks and fat vegetables and fatty cheese and the it's just fine. Your body will burn it. It'll use it for energy, and it won't store it as fat because your body doesn't store animal fat as fat. Your body stores sugar and carbohydrate excesses as fat. Also, what I've learned through doing, the research and eating this way is you're going to go on kind of a modified Atkins diet, really, is what you would be doing. You're going to cut your carbs real low, under 20 grams a day, if not less, if you can go that way. And you're going to eat protein food, but you're not going to eat a ton of fat. Because if you're fat already, like I was, you want your body to burn your body fat for energy. So after 2, 3, 4 days, usually 2 or 3 days, your body will switch from burning sugar and carbohydrates, glucose for energy, and it will convert to burning fat. So what they call fat adapted is where your body will burn fat normally. So if you didn't eat for a couple of days, boom, your body's right to burning fat. Doesn't lose a beat, and that's how you run your energy. And you feel a difference in your body, your energy, your brain clarity. There's a lot of things that you just feel different. Now, like I said, I started out drinking Diet Coke. I did more research. I found out that a lot of the artificial sweeteners that you have still cause an insulin response. If you have an insulin response, that stops your body from burning fat. It goes into a storage mode where it's trying to change glucose into fat and store things. So what you want to do is not do that. I mean, obviously you don't want to eat a lot of sugar and carbs and stuff because your body's going to take that, whatever you don't burn, and it's just going to store it. And you're not going to burn your own body fat. So what we do is you change over, you stop eating the carbs, you stop eating the sugar, you stop eating all the junk, the macaroni, the bread, anything with. Then you cut your artificial sweeteners out, our sweet and lows and aspartame and all these things that are in diet soda and diet gum and diet food. And some people will try to play the game with the carbs, the net carbs versus the gross carbs, total carbs. So I don't play that game. If it says carbs on it, it says 6 grams of carbs. I don't care where those 6 grams of carbs come from. Sugar alcohols, sugar, fructose, fiber, whatever. If it says 6 grams of carbs total, that's what I count. So until I started this, I never really walked around the grocery store and looked at labels like I do now. If I see something that catches my eye, that I'm like, oh yeah, let me just see what this is, right? And you look at the labels. It's unbelievable how much and how many sugars are in everyday foods. Peanut butter. Pick up a jar of Jiffy peanut butter, Peter Pan peanut butter, Stop and Shop peanut butter. Doesn't matter. The third or fourth ingredient is sugar. Why do you need to add sugar to peanut butter? I don't know, right? So peanuts already have a pretty high carb compound count compared to some other nuts. Macadamia nuts are a good nut, but again, you want to eat them in moderation because they are high fat. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're down in a bunch of macadamia nuts that have a lot of fat in them, your body's going to burn that fat before it goes into a burn your own fat mode. And there's hormones in your body that are created when you're in this. And even when you're not, and it tells you whether you're hungry, you're not hungry, you're satisfied. So, you can stuff a lot of food in your mugh all quick. You're never going to get that signal in time to tell your body, I'm not hungry anymore. So you don't want to just sit down to a big super plate of food and just down it as fast as you can. If you eat slowly and appropriately, and you're eating some fat, and you're eating protein, your body is quickly going to be satiated. And if you sit there and you may stop and say, you know what, I don't want to eat anymore. I'm not hungry anymore. That's what you have to listen to. Don't listen to that thing in your brain that says, I need to finish this whole plate of food. You don't need to. Eat until you're satisfied. Stop. That's your body telling you that's what I need to run. And there's a lot of people that claim on this diet, and there's a carnivore diet, which is basically the same. It's fat and meat, no carbs, no plant matter at all. And what they say is when they crave something or their body's craving, it's meat. Like their body wants meat. Doesn't want vegetables, doesn't want sugar, doesn't want that candy bar or that piece of cake. They want meat. And that's your body saying, I need that protein, I need that meat, I need the vitamins and things that are in the meat. So that's the whole thing is there's necessary fats that your body needs. There's necessary protein that your body needs. There are no necessary carbs that your body needs. There's nothing essential. You've heard of essential fat molecule. You've heard of essential amino acids that you get from meat. There are no essential carbs. You don't need them. You can live your whole life without eating sugar and carbs. It's just the way it is. We're fed by the food companies that that's not true. It's absolutely true. Do not need sugar or carbs. They are actually detrimental to your health. And these are the things I'm learning as I investigate different sources. And if you want to see a lot of good interviews with nutritionists about these things, Joe Rogan's podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, he interviews a lot of doctors, researchers, clinical researchers that investigate these things. Food companies are not going to investigate and pay for studies that show that sugar and carbohydrates are bad for you. People say, "Oh well, you know, fat makes you have a heart attack or this or that." Not true. If you eat a lot of fat and no sugars, your body will manage that fat by burning it. You will not have high fat in your blood. If you eat a lot of fat with a lot of sugar, your body is not going to burn the fat. It's going to burn the glucose first. The fat is going to float around in your blood. You're going to have fatty blood. You're going to have clogged arteries and all these things. Cholesterol is another one. Cholesterol is necessary to produce testosterone and other things, and it helps to move things around the body. The simple cholesterol numbers that they use when you go to the doctor are not adequate to tell you if you're healthy cholesterol wise. There are different kinds of cholesterol, there are different sizes of cholesterol. The sizes and the amount are the important thing, not HDL, LDL. There's different subcategories of that are more important. So unless you get a very thorough blood test that tests for these individual things, it's not that it's your cholesterol. The doctor's going to tell you, oh, you have high cholesterol. You need to take a pill. Who told them you need to take the pill? The pharmaceutical industry that's going to make money off you taking those pills for the rest of your life. If you want to get off high blood pressure meds, if you want to get off high cholesterol meds, if you want to get off 90% of the meds that you have to take daily for things, change your diet. Get off the sugar, get off all that crap. Stop eating processed food, McDonald's, Burger King. I love Wendy's, but I don't eat at Wendy's that much. If I'm on the road and I need some, I'll go to Wendy's. I'll get a grilled chicken sandwich and take it off the rolls. I'll get a triple cheeseburger and take it off the roll. I'll get a bacon triple cheeseburger. I take it off the roll. Don't eat bread. So you can do it. You can go to a lot of restaurants and get low carb type of meals. So I've been going. It's 7 months now. I'm down 91 pounds in 7 months. I was 212 this morning when I weighed myself, which I do in the morning daily. I get on the scale, I check myself. This way I can tell how my body reacts to different foods that I eat. I find for me that beef works better and I lose weight more consistently on beef. And we're going to go into my schedule for eating in a minute. But I do eat chicken. I'll stir fry chicken with cayenne pepper and Italian seasonings and some other things. I'll fry it up in a little bit of oil, clean, nice and stir fried. Then I'll put either mozzarella cheese or I'll put like a 4 Mexican shredded cheese. I buy a lot of stuff at BJ's. I like their burgers. I like their steaks. I like their cheeses. Sometimes I'll have like I'll buy sliced pepper jack cheese. I'll put that on burgers. Sometimes I'll buy the Mexican. Sometimes I'll buy the mozzarella. Shredded whole milk, full fat mozzarella. I don't do any skim milk or part skim or any of that stuff. Even coffee. If you're gonna drink coffee, don't put milk. Heavy cream is better for your coffee. People actually put butter into their coffee. That's what a bulletproof coffee is butter in it instead of milk or cream. Um, I love ice cream. Don't eat it. That's a sacrifice right now, right? So eventually, when I get down to where I want to be and I want to have a maintained diet, I will bring more fat into my diet. And once every couple weeks or whatever, so winter's easy. It doesn't really bother me. Summertime, you're going to a picnic, you want to have some baked beans, you want to have some potato salad. You may feel like shit the next day. And that's a big thing that people say is when they do these cheat days, they feel like shit the day after and they don't feel right for 3 or 4 days later. From that inrush of carbs and the whole glucose thing and all these things, they don't feel good. So what I do too is I started on the low carb, eating 2-3 meals a day. Boom. Now there's also research that shows eating in the morning isn't good for you. Oh, breakfast. Oh yeah, we have to do. Not true. Eating in the breakfast, your body is more likely to create more insulin in the morning from carbs you eat. Later in the afternoon, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, a lot of people will eat what carbs they're going to eat for the day then because your body will produce less insulin reaction to that. It's how it works. So I don't play that game. I don't eat carbs. I stay as far. I mean, cheese has a couple carbs per ounce and this and that. So I do have some carbs. Once in a while, I'll have like a breaded chicken breast. I'll take most of the breading off. Can't get it all. I have it. Um, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, and my birthday on February 15th were 3 days that I cheated. All right, I made a choice that on Thanksgiving I was gonna have Thanksgiving dinner with my family and eat the things that I like on Thanksgiving: rice-a-roni, gravy, some potatoes, some stuffing. But I kept it within a certain amount. I didn't go crazy and eat multiple plates. I had some of everything. I maybe had a piece of brownie or something if I want for dessert, maybe. So now what goes back into this is I also do intermittent fasting, which is a way of eating that you put your you have an eating time and a non-eating time in a day. So there's a lot of benefits to big gaps of time where you're not eating. Cleaning out free radicals, helping cell repair, burning body fat, because now your body needs energy, didn't take anything in. Once it burns through what you ate, now to process the protein, to process body functions and all these things, it needs water and it needs fat. That's it. So it will burn your fat to make ketones, and the ketones is what your body runs on, ketogenic. All right. So they're great for your brain. Your body does. Your body does need glucose for parts of your brain and some other things. Doesn't need a lot. It can make its own. It produces it from protein and some other things, and it it takes the amino acids from protein and will convert that to glucose on its own as it needs it. So you don't need to ingest glucose. You don't have to. If you're a type 2 diabetic, you can eliminate the need for diabetic medications by changing your diet and not eating sugar and carbs. Because you're not going to have a blood sugar level or a very low blood sugar level. Your body is not running on glucose anymore. You're, like when you have a diabetic attack and you have low blood sugar, first thing they do, pump you full of glucose paste, right? To bring your blood sugar levels up. I do not have low blood sugar issues. I don't have I have ultra low blood sugar because I don't eat sugar. My body runs on ketones. That's how that works. Even there's studies and there's research, and if you work with nutritionists and your doctor, type 1 diabetes, you can either greatly reduce the amount of medication you use or possibly even get off of it. A lot of these issues are caused by weight. So by changing your diet and losing weight, you're going to help yourself. Cholesterol gets better with a high fat diet without carbs. Um, Blood pressure, like if you have issues and it's caused by your diet, your blood, having this and that can be helped. There are so many issues that can be helped by losing weight. Sore knees, sore joints, all body inflammation, your organ inflammation that you don't see but makes you feel bad, can all be eliminated by changing your diet and eating a proper diet. Now, not everybody can do a ketogenic diet or a modified. A true ketogenic diet for therapeutic reasons is like 90 to 95% fat calories, 4.5 to 5% protein, and a very minuscule amount of carbs. And that is for people that need it medically for seizures and some other things that you can treat with it. So that's not what I do. Like, it's a modified. So I eat a lot. I eat more protein than I eat fat, but I burn more. I burn more fat from my body. So that has to be added in. That has to be calculated into your 50%, 60% fat in your diet. And if you don't eat it, one of the guys I watch says you either get it from the plate or you get it from your belly, your body. You know what I mean? So if you're not eating it off your plate, you're getting it from your body. Now, if you're super lean, 2% body fat, you're going to eat a lot more fat from your plate than you're going to get out of your body. And that's if you're going to maintain a weight. You're going to find a level of fat in your diet that you eat that maintains your weight and helps you to stay there. It's all a balance. You're gonna find out how much protein you need. You're gonna find out how much fat you need, and you can, if you want to play that game, find out how many carbs you can tolerate without throwing your body into fat storage mode and out of ketogenesis. So that's a choice you can make if you feel. But leafy greens like spinach, kale, um, lettuce, and stuff that don't have a lot of sugar in them are acceptable. You can have kale, you can have spinach, you can have Brussels sprouts, you can have your broccoli, your cauliflower. People make a lot of recipes with cauliflower doughs and things. Um, Parmesan cheese will get crispy when you fry it. So they'll bread things with eggs and Parmesan or eggs and pork rinds. And this is all acceptable on the diet. You're just gonna count. You keep your you don't need to count calories, even though calories are important. You don't want to eat so much that you're out of whack, but your body will tell you if you need to eat or you don't need to eat. So going back to the intermittent fasting, I choose to eat once a day. When I get home at night, occasionally I'll eat twice a day. Um, so when we're talking about Thanksgiving and I eat my food, I only eat between say 1 and 5 because we usually eat about one, and then so I eat between 1 and 5. After 5 o'clock, I don't eat anything. I don't drink caloric drinks. I don't take protein shakes. I don't do any of that. I drink water, and I found this polar seltzer, flavored, has two ingredients. It has carbonated water and it has natural flavors. It doesn't have any fruit juices, which would contain sugar and stuff, but it has no sugar, no calories, no anything. That's what I drink to get my fizzy drink uh tooth hit. Um a typical day of eating is I get up in the morning, usually about 4:30. I do my stuff, shower, get dressed, I feed the dogs, I get my day get together. I don't eat anything all day. I drink water, I drink seltzer. That's what I do all day. I get home from work, I feed the dogs. Typically I'll have um 3 cheeseburgers. I buy the cheeseburgers at BJ's. I'll throw them on my little griddle thing and let them cook. They come off there, I put them on a plate. I'll either put 2 slices of pepper jack on each one, or I'll put some grated Parmesan and mozzarella, or I buy the 4 Mexican shredded cheese, and I'll just scoop like a good amount. Listen, I don't scrounge. The burgers are covered and smothered. Um, 3 burgers, cheese. Sometimes I'll put some Parmesan. I'll put salt and pepper. I tend to use like a Himalayan salt or something like. I may change to different kinds of salt now too. But I eat those. I'm not hungry all day the next day. I'm not hungry that night. I'm done. That's it. Once in a while, if I'm feeling a little hungry in the day or whatever, I may stop at the deli or the market and get chicken and peppers. Peppers are a low glycemic food, not a lot of carbs. Um, in moderation. Don't eat 5 peppers. It's too much. So I take the peppers, I do that, and I go on to the next thing. Um, I go back to work. Now, if I eat that, I don't eat it till usually afternoon. So maybe 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock. And that'll be if I'm gonna have a long day and I know it. If I'm not gonna get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock, I may do that. And that's only if I feel hungry or feel like I need to eat, which isn't usual. So I then go get home, I may take three or four chicken thighs. I like boneless thighs. I don't like boneless breast meat. I think it's too bland, it's dry. I don't use it. So I buy boneless thighs. I cut them up into little chunks. I fry them. Put the oil, whether it be olive oil or bacon grease, whatever it is, put it in. I fry those up till they start to brown. Um, First, once I put them in the pan, then I'll add cayenne pepper. I'll add Italian seasoning. I'll add garlic salt or garlic powder, salt and pepper, maybe different peppers that I use. I cover it. I let it cook. I fry it, stir it up. Once it's cooked to how I want it, a little golden brown, nice, little darker spots, I'll take cheese, whether it be mozzarella or four cheese Mexican. I put it on there. I melt it all together. Put it in a bowl. Now, I pour the oil from the pan onto the meat. Then I take grated parm and I'll sprinkle it in there and mix it, and that will absorb that oil with the cayenne pepper in it. Now, I've made some pretty hot batches of chicken and cheese, and you can spice it up as much as you want. If you want it to be hot, make it hotter. If you don't want it to be as hot, don't make it as hot. Don't add cayenne pepper. It's your choice. Do whatever you want. I find though that on the chicken, I don't lose weight as consistently as on beef. Um, Eggs are good. I eat eggs. So sometimes I'll have 3 or 4 eggs, scrambled, cheese. Um, I'll buy ham steaks, small ham steaks. I'll cut them up. I try to find the lowest carb ham steaks I can. Usually like 1 gram or whatever per serving. Um, so I take that. I'll dice it up. I'll fry it up a little bit. The eggs. Let it start to cook. Cheese. I basically make a ham and cheese omelet. I don't scrounge. I don't count. You want egg yolks. Egg yolks are very healthy for you. They are a superfood. So never throw away your egg yolks. If you want to throw something away, throw away the egg whites. Those are the useless part. I put them in. I start. Now I'll have 4 eggs, a ham, steak, and cheese. That'll be my meal for the day. No big deal. I'm not hungry after. I have plenty of energy to burn on my own. I don't need to ingest a ton more. Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage. Find a brand with less sugar. I'll have 3 or 4 links of sausage. I'll take sausage, I'll chop it up, fry it in the pan, pour a couple eggs on it. Let that all cook together. Sausage and eggs, put cheese, there's an omelet. Or there's a thing that you put in a bowl and you can eat with a fork. Again, I'll spice it up. I'll use hot Italian sausage. I'll add cayenne pepper to it while I'm cooking it. And again, take that oil, pour it on there. Hot spicy stuff helps your metabolism. It does help you to burn more calories or fat during the day. But I like it. I think it's spicy, clears out your sinuses. It's great. So I keep going with that. I'll make ribeye steaks. Either 2 smaller, thinner ones or a big, nice, beefy, thick one. And again, I'll put cheese on it, whether it be moots, whether it be a cheddar mix or whatever. I'll put that cheese on there. I'll melt it in the microwave when it's done cooking and eat it that way. Love it. I love nice fatty steaks. I love a nice prime rib. My mother makes prime rib in this air cooker she has. I'll enjoy it when she has it. If it means eating at 3 or 4 o'clock and then coming home and maybe having a smaller meal for dinner, or having the same dinner. Doesn't It's fine with me. I'll have a few pieces of that. If I have enough of it, then I just won't eat when I get home. But your body will tell you if you need to eat more. If you're not hungry, don't eat. That's the simple part. Um, and you can cut carbs and sugar and stuff from people of any age, whether it be kids, this, that. I mean, listen, I was a chubby kid. I was heavy, not super fat, but heavy going through high school. I've had times in my adult life where I was, you know, 240, 260, 290, and this was the last straw. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm too old. I just can't. I'm just not going to do it. So I changed my way. I learned a lot more about like food and products and things and what you can and can't and should and shouldn't eat. Um, Again, Christmas Eve, I had all the Christmas food. I had the potatoes, I had this, I had that. I had some cookies, I had a piece of cake, or whatever. I had some candies maybe. I didn't go crazy. I cut it off at a certain time. Start at a certain time, cut it off at a certain time. Next day, Christmas Day, maybe I go and I start eating at 1 o'clock again or 2 o'clock for dinner, and we have some of this, and and I'll have the foods that I like. I'll have some stuffing. I'll have this. I'll have that. You know, I'll have some Christmas cookies. I might have a piece of cake. I may have brownie, whatever it is. But again, here to here, that's it. After that, I'm right back on. Before Thanksgiving, I did a 3-day fast. I drank water and ate nothing. No calories. I was not hungry at all. It's not that hard. Um, I mean, I have friends, I have family, I have people who've had surgeries to help with, weight loss. If you don't want to stick to a lifestyle of eating, surgery will not help you. It may help you initially. If you don't want to stick to that, it's not going to help. So, realistically, if you want to lose weight, find a way to eat, stick to it, and you won't need surgery. You'll lose weight by eating correctly. Um, it's an addiction. Some people, they just pick up food and they eat it. They walk by a table, they grab some food and they eat it. Listen, I was just as guilty. I did it. That's how I got in the state I was in. If I went to my mother's, she's always got candy and cakes and donuts and ice cream and food in the refrigerator and macaroni and sauce, and I'd have a big bowl of macaroni, dump cheese on it, get some Italian bread or white bread, butter it up, dip it in the sauce, make a macaroni sandwich, or go there, cold cuts. You don't know what's in cold cuts. Even turkey breast and this and that, unless it's a store roasted type of turkey breast, they're it's meat that's mushed together and held together with chemicals and other things. So, even if you're going to eat a ham sandwich, you made a big ham in the oven, you made slices. Did you put a sugar glaze on it, a honey glaze? There's sugar. Are you putting it on a piece of bread and you're slathering it with mayonnaise, right? Great. Mayonnaise is fine on a diet, on this type of diet. You're eating fat. Eggs and oil. That's basically what's in mayonnaise. Except read the ingredients on your Hellmann's mayonnaise. It's soybean oil, it's vegetable oil, there's some sugar in it, there's salt, there's vinegar, there's this, there's that. I did find a mayonnaise at the store that was made with avocado oil and olive oil. Even Hellmann's mayonnaise that's avocado or olive oil, the base is soybean oil with avocado oil added to it or olive oil added to it. It's not made with. Um, so you really want to cut out a lot of these junk junk type of things. Canola oil is not made from a canola plant. Canola oil is grapeseed oil that is a byproduct of winemaking that they used to throw away. And they figured out they could put it in a bottle and sell it. So you want to stay away from those types of things. Butter. You want regular full fat butter. That's what you want. Um, it's fine. Fry your food in it. Put it on your steak. Do whatever you want with it. Put it in your coffee. It's fine. You can have it. Now remember, what you eat for fat is going to affect how much fat your body burns off of you. So if you eat less fat, your body's going to burn more fat. There's a ton of people you can watch that I watch, and they're very helpful. They give a lot of key information that you can use and you would need. So I suggest, if you're interested in losing weight or just feeling more healthy, you can say, well, you need sugar to exercise, and you need sugar for this, and you need. It's not true. Dr. Sean Baker, who is on a carnivore diet for over a year now, and he's a orthopedic surgeon, does not eat anything that isn't meat or a meat product like eggs, things like that. But he basically lives on steak. That's what he eats most of the time is steak. 4 pounds of steak a day. So he also holds world records in rowing sprints on the Concept 2 rowing machine, which if you know about rowing machines and exercise, Concept 2 rowing machines are like a top of the line. They have worldwide competitions with rowers on these machines, and he holds world records in sprint races. So to say that, for fast twitch or sprints or this or that, you need carbs, it's just not true. Um, so don't get confused. They're going to tell you a lot of things. Some people do carb cycling or carb loading, or they'll eat more carbs before they go work out, which you can do. It's fine. It's not necessary for most people. Um, and then how much protein you eat and stuff, that's going to depend. If you're a bodybuilder and you need more protein because you're big guy and you're building more muscle, that would be an adjustment you would make in your diet. And there's plenty of um, people on YouTube and things that do exactly that and can give you advice on that. But I'm going to show you some. I'm going to put some pictures in here of me when I was heavy. It won't be over the summer. It'll be some older pictures, but you'll see the difference in where I was and the difference that it's made. Like, I feel so much better. I can do a lot more things. My I got What got me started really was my dogs needed to lose weight. One for surgery and one just because she was fat. I mean, she was 30 pounds overweight. Now she's 130 pounds. She's a brick shit house. And she's more scary now at 130 pounds than she was at 160. She looks more like a puma or a leopard now than she did then. And if you know the cane corsos, they can have like a very prowler looking look to them, and just amazing. And my other one lost 20 pounds before knee surgery. So I says, you know what? That's it. I got to stop. Here we go. So, you know, I'll show you. I'll get up and I'll show you what I look like now. as compared to what I looked like when I started, and I'll show you some pictures of that. So when you really look at my face, you'll see a huge difference in like my head and my face shape. And I was in a size 42 in loose fitting clothes. Like, you buy clothes and they're fitted or they're loose. It was a size 42 in loose fitting clothes. And I said that I'm not buying bigger pants. I'm not buying bigger shirts. Um so things were uncomfortable, you know, and I just didn't like it anymore. So I said, let me do this. I'm going to do it. The pants I have on now are a size 36 and they're not tight. I I pull my belt tight to hold up, stuff I wear on my belt, but and they're up where they belong, near my belly button. They're not low, they're not hanging, they're not underneath my belly with the crotch hanging down, 6 inches above my knees like they were, or hanging down. So clothes are definitely fitting better. Um, this morning, like I said, I started out with about 303. I was 212 this morning on the scale, 212.1, so legitimate 212. And I've been in the 212s for the last couple days. So it's a legitimate. It's not like I dehydrated myself and lost 3 pounds and I'm really 215 or 216. It's a legitimate 212. Um, so I feel good about that, and I'm on a losing cycle right now where I'm actually probably dropping half a pound a day or every couple of days and moving down. I probably average 3 pounds a week, maybe 3 pounds a week, maybe 2, 3 pounds, depending on the week, maybe four, depending on the week, what I'm doing for work. I don't exercise. I don't go to the gym. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I go to work. I get home 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. I eat. I'm in bed by like 9 most nights, and that's how I roll. So anybody can do it. You don't have to go out. You don't have to run. You don't have to walk. You don't have to jog. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to do anything. People who need to lose a significant amount of weight just to be functional can do it with a diet change. The biggest thing is you just have to commit and not eat, overeat, and not eat psychologically. Like, I need to eat. If your body isn't telling you you're hungry, don't listen to your brain. Your brain is not the one. It's your stomach. If your stomach's not growling and your body's not like craving something, and you have to give it 2 or 3 weeks to get rid of that craving for sugar. Once you're out of it, you won't. Listen, I'd go to my mother's in the morning when I drop off the dogs, and I'd have a couple big bowls of peanut butter Captain Crunch or Apple Jacks or Corn Pops. It's all sugar. There's nothing good in there at all unless they added some vitamins and minerals. There's nothing in it. There's nothing. It's fructose corn syrup, sugar. That's all it is. Learn Another good thing to do is learn what sugars are. Um, and if your food has names that you can't pronounce that are chemical names, don't eat it. Eat whole even if you don't want to do a ketogenic diet or an all meat diet or a vegetarian diet, which I don't recommend, but if you don't want, eat whole foods, eat whole pieces of meat, eat whole vegetables, eat fresh vegetables from the farm market. Don't eat crap. Don't eat processed things. Don't eat things that come out of a box or come out of a can or come out of a jar or come out of a plastic bag with chocolate wrapped around it. And also, when you grab an energy bar or a protein bar from the store, because, I'm watching my carbs, don't believe the net carbs. If it says it has 26 grams of carbs per serving and it's 2 servings in that bar, believe that it has 52 grams of carbohydrates. Don't believe it when it says 4 grams of net carbs, because you're setting yourself up for disaster and failure of weight loss. Also, look what's in it. If it's all just junk in this and some sugar or something else that substitutes this sugar, steer clear of it. Get a bag of almonds maybe or cashews, but again, check them, see what their thing is. They do have some carbs in them. Don't buy a big huge bag and eat half of the bag, because you're setting yourself up for failure doing that. There's a lot of Primal Edge, I think it's Primal Edge Health on YouTube. They have a cookbook for low carb, paleo, ketogenic eating. And they use a lot of different things, and they'll tell you the carb, the macros, the carbs, the protein, the fat content per serving sizes, but they have a wide range of recipes that you can do. They have a keto bread, they call it, and they use different things to make it. So if you have like a bread craving, like you want a sandwich, they have ways to make that kind of stuff. They also have like a keto baking book that you can make some treats and things. You can make certain kinds of cookies and things, substitutes, and the more you don't eat them, the more when you go to eat it, it's gonna taste like the real thing if that's what you want. Um, I know vegetarians that always said, "Oh yeah, these chick patties taste just like chicken." I eat chicken all the time. I tasted it. It did not taste like chicken. But because they haven't eaten chicken in so long, they can fool themselves to thinking it tastes like chicken. Um, so, these are all just things you can get into, things you can ask, questions you can ask, just things you can search. Also, there's research and things that show glucose is an energy source for cancer cells. Cancer cells cannot grow and thrive on ketones. Regular body cells, healthy body cells can. So your body can run fine and efficiently on ketones, but precancer cells and a lot of cancer cells will shrivel and die or become very weak because they need glucose to live. So, there's a lot of health benefits and a lot of health issues that can be helped by changing your diet. You can research it. You can find this information online. You can, these researchers can point you in the right direction on where to look for some of this research. And also, food companies aren't paying for it. They're not paying for studies to show that corn isn't healthy for you. They're going to pay for a study that shows if you eat corn with a high fat diet, you're going to get sick. But if you eat corn and you eat like, real lean chicken and this and that, It's not going to, the corn isn't what's making you sick. Again, it's semantics. The meat, if you ate just the meat, you're going to be fine. If you ate the meat and the fat, you're going to be fine. It's when you eat this alternative fuel that your body will use, but is not the best for you. So, these are just the research I've done, my experiences of what I've done and how I've eaten and the things I've done. Um, because after Christmas, you eat a good Christmas meal. Maybe you'll be a couple pounds heavier, 3, 4, 5 pounds heavier for a few days. But if you went right back to eating the next day, your normal way, in a week you're going to be back to your regular self, and you're just going to keep moving along just how you did. Summertime comes, if I want to go out on the motorcycle, or if I want to go somewhere with somebody and have a cup of ice cream on a Saturday, then I do it. Believe me. After that, that's it though. That's what I had. Maybe in a couple weeks I might have another one. Or I might go to a birthday party and have some ice cream cake, or have a piece of cake or pie or some brownies or some cookies. But it's in this window, and I can adjust my diet appropriately. And right back on. And I eat, and then go right back to eating once a day, eating the proper foods. That stuff gets washed away, and you're right back to where you were. It's not, you don't want to go on a month bender eating all crap, because number one, you're going to be right back addicted to it. And also, the longer you're on a ketogenic diet, there's research that shows your body becomes less likely to store fat. Um, it almost gets like your fat cells almost get like a film that blocks fat absorption, if you understand that. So, not to say that you can't store fat or your body won't store fat, but that one time where you indulge isn't going to be the end of your world. Um, Only some of that will get stored, the rest will be burned off, and eventually it'll just be out of your system. You'll burn that when you adjust, when you eat correctly and go through that. So maybe after you had a cheat day on Christmas or Thanksgiving or your birthday or whatever it was, or you went on vacation for a week and you weren't as careful, you come back, maybe you cut down your fat intake and burn through some of those fat stores that you may have created, and then once you're back down where you want to be, you raise your fat levels back up again in your diet. So that's that's what I've, for the last 7 months. That's how I've been living. Um, I know other people are doing it, trying it. Um, so anybody, if you got a question, ask me. I can tell you what I do and how I go. And if you need information on other people to look for, I can pass along some other names and things that on YouTube. And if you just search ketogenic diet or keto, you'll have a ton of people pop up. You'll see people who've tried it and don't do it. People who've done it for a year, 2 years, 15 years. People who've lost huge amount of weights on it. I've seen interviews with one guy. He started out at like 630 pounds. Office worker type guy. He put his mind to it. He put a small gym in his house. Went to a personal trainer every day, 5 days a week or something. And he lost 300, 350 pounds, something like that. In about 2 years. Huge difference. The guy, you would not recognize the guy. So you can do it. I mean, I know people who need to do it, and they love food and they don't want to make that sacrifice. There's nothing better for your children, for your your parents, um, people who love you or are your friends, than to be healthy and live a long life. Um, we get so into that thing, like there's so many people that are overweight or morbidly obese in the world. We get into that thing that we hang out with other fat people, and it doesn't matter because everybody's fat. So that guy's fatter than me, so I'm not the fat guy. Um, it's not the way to look at life. You know, try to be healthy. Try to help your friends be healthy. Try to make your kids be healthy. Try to make your parents be healthy. Try increments. They don't have to change overnight. They don't have to change totally. But if people can just cut out some of these things, the fat, the sugars and the carbohydrates and the secret carbohydrates that they don't know about or understand yet, you can make life better. I mean, our kids are running around. It, kids are there's kids that are so overweight, it's not funny. And we just keep feeding them the sugar and the carbs and the things, and even when you think you're feeding them healthy with high sugar vegetables and fruits, and here have bananas. You know, women especially. Oh, you need the potassium. You need it, right? They're high in sugars. Very so. You have a couple bananas a day. You think you're doing yourself a favor. You're not. You're not. It's there's other sources of potassium and magnesium and things that you can get, and even beef can give you a lot of the vitamins, minerals, or building blocks you need to be healthy. You don't need to take a bunch of supplements or a bunch of vitamins or, this and that if you learn what proper foods to eat. Um, instead of eating peas and carrots and potatoes, and maybe eat spinach and kale. Maybe have Brussels sprouts. But again, you don't want to eat 5,000 Brussels sprouts. You want, 6 or 8 Brussels sprouts. And you want, half a cup of kale or spinach. And then you want a nice piece of meat. There's no need to overindulge. You know what I mean? You don't want 500 Brussels sprouts and a pound of spinach and kale and, a 28-ounce steak. I mean, I eat the cheeseburgers are probably quarter-pound cheeseburgers before cooking. So maybe I eat 3/4 of a pound or so of meat, and then I probably eat a lot of cheese, but we won't go there. But it works for me. It's my body digests it. It's good. It's great. I don't have a problem. Um, and again, it's just stay away from that stuff. So if you got any questions, put them in the comments or send me a message or whatever, and I can answer to the best of my ability or point you in a direction where you can probably get the answers and get the information that I got. So I'll do another update when I'm down, maybe around 200, a little under 200, another 10 pounds, another 10, 15 pounds, and tell you where I'm at and how I'm doing, and give you a view of what. By then it'll be summertime. I'll probably have shorts and some light weather clothes on, and you'll be able to see that. But it's starting to warm up. When it starts to warm up, I'll get my bicycle out and I'll start doing some more I'll just start doing some riding and stuff and work on really toning up a little more. But for now, I'm working. When it snows, I'm plowing. So that's what I'm doing for exercise right now. And then in the summer, I'll get hiking too with the dogs once Arya's knee is all healed up. Then we'll be out in the woods hiking. So I look forward to that, and I'll see you later. And like and subscribe for further updates. And I'll just I'll keep in touch. All right, thank you.